That's what I call a point and shoot camera. Greetings and welcome to an LGR thing involving Doom running on devices that are unusual. This is the Kodak Digital Science DC260 zoom camera, released around June of 1998 for an asking price of $999 US, or around $1,577 adjusted for inflation. And on the surface, this was a pretty typical late 90s camera for consumer market, kind of a upper mid-range, not the best, but certainly not cheap. You get a 1.6 megapixel sensor, a autofocusing 3x optical zoom lens, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. You know, compact flash memory card storage to store your flash pics and JPEG format photos, and connections all over the place, you know, serial and infrared, but also USB. In fact, this was one of the first digital cameras on the consumer space to actually use USB that I can find anyway. But that's just all camera stuff. We're not really going to be looking at that, at least in this video. I might cover it again in the future, just to look at it in terms of how it performs as a retro camera. But it's all the stuff inside, and in particular, the Digita OS. It's got this digital science thing, but yeah, Digita OS is what it runs. And that is something released by Flashpoint Technology in 1997. And this was an initiative to have the power of a desktop computer without all the desktop computer stuff. You know, just stick all these image editing and manipulation things in the camera itself. So end users could do things like review, edit, and share photos directly from your camera, but developers could also develop third-party apps that could be installed to the camera itself, which is really forward-thinking stuff for the 90s. I mean, good grief, downloading apps to augment your camera, I mean, that took years for that kind of thing to be commonplace. And the reason that that is possible is because inside of this thing is actually running a 66 megahertz PowerPC MPC 823 CPU, 8 megabytes of RAM, and 11 kilohertz sound input and output. This is kind of like having an older Macintosh computer, like a PowerPC, in a digital camera. It's pretty nuts. Like, I have the Macintosh, the PowerMac 6100, and it's got really similar specs, you know, 66 megahertz PowerPC CPU, and it's got more RAM because I've upgraded it. But I mean, yeah, it's capable of running PowerPC stuff under this Digita OS. You combine that with, you know, that sound and the little D-pad here, and the 2-inch TFT LCD with 288 by 216 resolution, and you've got yourself an interesting little machine here. So of course, we're going to install some software on here, in particular Doom, but also some other things. We're going to start with Doom though, because I mean, that's the title of the video. So yeah, really all you need is this camera itself and the normal stuff that goes along with it, like a compact flash card and a card reader, as will work with other DC200 series cameras. Not the DC220, really, it doesn't have enough memory, but the other ones, as well as some other cameras from Minolta, HP, and Pentax. But yeah, we're just going to look at this one right here. Really, the first thing to do is just take your CF card, plug that into the reader, and then get that going in whatever your computer system is that has a capability of reading these cards. And then you'll need some zip files from the developers of this source port of Doom, or Doom-D as it's known, put together by Jim Serene and Scott Angel. They also did some other things like MAME and MESS ports to this camera, so I have to try those out later. But yeah, we're just going to go with Doom for now. And it's extremely simple. You just extract the CAM application file into the system folder on the compact flash card, and then you copy the Doom WAD into the base directory of the card itself, and that's it. The camera will take care of everything else. So yeah, we'll be trying some other things in addition to Doom, but for now, let's just get this thing plugged into the wall and powered on. So while this does support 4 AA batteries for getting power normally, it's not really optimized for doing so with the LCD turned on. Like, it'll last a while if you're just using the viewfinder, normal camera stuff, but we're going to be playing Doom on here, so I'm going to be plugging in the AC adapter that it came with and just sort of forgetting the whole battery situation. And that's pretty much that. We'll just put it into review mode here, power it on, and yeah, this will be the thing where you normally go into messing around with your images and whatnot, just sort of looking at what's on the camera, of course, checking out the memory card and options and things. And yeah, this is pretty much the Digita OS. And it's all the stuff that you normally do on a digital camera, including camera-to-camera infrared transfers. Ooh. But anyway, this is really what we want. We have the applications section, which is normally unpopulated with anything, but of course we've installed Doom, so we're going to start Doom. And so yeah, you just sort of start it up, click the power button really quick, and it'll boot into this application. And it takes a second to load here, but you know, it's a digital camera. We can forgive it. And there we go. We've got Doom running on a Kodak digital camera from 1998. Oh yeah, let's zoom in here a little bit. So the demo is playing in the background there. We've got sound. Got the volume wheel right there. And these buttons are your enter and escape keys. I believe that's enter, yeah. Menu is escape. We can bring up the main menu here, and yeah, I mean, you can see it is just straight up Doom. It's just a port of Doom. There is no music. I assume that Kodak didn't exactly worry about like a general MIDI implementation when they designed this thing, so that's fine. Let's go into a new game, and we're going to start a game here, Knee Deep in the Dead, Episode 1. We'll do Hurt Me Plenty, why not? And, well, here's something that's kind of weird. I don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, there's like a squeaking sound coming out of the speaker when nothing else is going on, or really just about all the time. I don't know if that's like capacitors being weird or who knows what. Anyway, it's there. Can't really get rid of it. I've tried. But yeah, I mean, you know, here we go. We got Doom. We've got the little D-pad down here that is perfectly functional. It's not great, but it works. I mean, what are you going to do? It's a digital camera playing Doom. We got this zoom wheel up here, so that does shooting, and then like telephoto goes to open things. So we'll go to the door here and open this up. Yeah. And you know, it actually runs pretty decently. You know, it's about on par with what my my Macintosh 6100 is, and that makes total sense. I believe this is map. Yeah, that opens this. This enables the run mode, which is a little too much. And we have this here for switching between weapons. I don't really have anything but fists and pistols right now. And anyway, yeah. Ooh. I kind of wish that the shutter button was shoot, but it's not. Instead, you have this over here. I mean, it's fine. It works. I do wish the D-pad were a little more purposely directional, if that makes sense. It's kind of vague. You're just sort of rocking along this weird center axis. It kind of reminds me of like a Gravis gamepad, honestly. That's not a great D-pad either. So it's not a positive reminder, but it is a reminder nonetheless. I don't know why this is so enjoyable to me, man. Playing Doom on absolutely anything that it doesn't make sense makes all the sense in the world, in my opinion. If I can play Doom, I want to do it. Alright. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Yeah. Photo finish right there. Next level. We're going to play through the whole game in this video. No, I'm not. Just a couple levels. Just to show you what's up. That's what I call a point-and-shoot camera. I mean, it's a totally playable version of the game. Like, it's way more so than I anticipated when I first learned about this however many years ago. It's just fun. Yeah, here's where I wanted to go. All right. Yeah. Nope, not gonna mess with you, sir. We are out of here. Nice. And there we go. That is Doom on the Kodak DC260. And actually, I want to show a couple of those other things that it can run, like MAME and MESS. But also, I'm going to stop ruining my posture and my eyesight and use the AV cable that it comes with, because this allows you to have composite video output. So you can effectively use this as a little handheld console, mini Mac kind of situation. This is just so cool. Yeah, let's take it up to a TV. Okay, I got the camera plugged into the TV. And there you go. So yeah, this should be a little easier to play since I can just hold the camera down here off screen like a controller. Let's do, oh yeah, that's just the shareware WAD. I guess we'll play Knee Deep in the Dead again on Ultraviolence, because why not? Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, you can still hear some of that squeaking coming through. Well, you know, Ultraviolence. Yep, the controls are still awful, but that's how it is. This teeny little D-pad with like a complete lack of dead zone. You know, it just sort of rocks around this center mass. If it weren't for the absolutely terrible ergonomics of holding this camera, I would completely forget this is a camera. I mean, this could be like an early 32-bit console or something. Okay, well, that's that. That's no surprise. So we will quit out of here, and you get some craziness right here whenever the camera's power cycling. But yeah, we'll get back to the menu. So I wasn't able to get MES working, but I was able to get MAME or MAME-D working, so we'll do that. MAMED! So this is an absolutely awesome source port. I think it's MAME 0.37 beta 6. So I'm going to switch some of these options to make sure that it's not rotating around on you, because yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to rotate the camera in your hands to get the proper vertical kind of gameplay, but yeah, we're playing on a TV. We don't want that. Let's try Frogger. Typical MAME startup there, but as you can see, it's a little slow. I mean, it works. Oof. Get about a half-second lag, and everything is just running abysmally slowly, but that's what you get, man. I mean, this is about how MAME would run on that Mac 6100 I have anyway. So, you know. Let's get out of there. And it's the same with all of these in terms of everything running slow. So we get Pac-Man going here. You can already tell it's a little bit slow. So this is the special fart noise edition of Pac-Man. Ugh. That's enough of that. As you can see there, the screen was cut off on the top and bottom as well, and that has to do with the aspect ratio thing that I was messing around with, the rotation and all that. You can apply some stretching or, you know, resolution scaling and whatnot, but it really doesn't like doing that. And then some games like Galaga here, they just don't run at all. In fact, it freezes the whole camera every time I try to run it. Now, that may just be an emulator issue. You know, it's tricky to get this thing configured when all you're looking at is what's on here and all of the things that you'd want to switch around with command lines and all that. You can't really, unless you do it before you put everything on the memory card. So here's another one that's on here that I was able to get working. This is called Multi-Pack. It really is just Pac-Man, using the same ROMs that MAME would, but it's supposedly optimized for this camera. And well, it does kind of, well, no, I think it runs about the same, and there's no sound. But so anyway, I don't know why I showed this. Unfortunately, all the other things that I wanted to try, like there's a version of Boulder Dash and Minesweeper and several other things, they all seem to be made for like the DC290, and I guess they just don't work on here. I mean, I haven't been able to get them working at all. So this is the only other thing that I've really gotten working is Play MP3. And this is a very simple MP3 player. It doesn't even have any visuals really, but it does in fact play MP3 files that you put on the root directory of the Compaq flash card. So I got that's the Andrew Holschelt LGR theme song remix. So yeah, this is just absolutely fascinating thing. Like the fact that it works as well as it does and allows you to run Doom, dang it. It's just way too enjoyable to me. Like I said, I'll probably cover this camera again in some way in the future, just to do more of like a traditional LGR retrospective, and maybe I can get some of the other cameras in the range to sort of compare it to, or maybe one of the other, Digita OS compatible cameras. I don't know. If there's anything like you'd like to see, let me know. And if you enjoyed this, let me know that too. Or if you had any experience messing around with this thing yourself. I don't know, man, leave comments. Either way, I hope that you enjoyed this video in general, and there's always new ones coming out every week here on LGR, so stay tuned if you like. And as always, thank you very much for watching LGR.